Rob Reiner, the acclaimed actor and director who became a household name through his unforgettable role as Michael Meathead Stivic on All in the Family, has always carried with him a deep respect for the people who shaped his career, and at 78 years old, he finally decided to tell the unfiltered truth about his working relationship with the legendary Carroll O'Connor, the man who brought Archie Bunker to life and changed television forever. While fans often assumed their on-screen clashes mirrored some real-life tension, Reiner has admitted that the truth was far more complex, filled with admiration, occasional conflict, and a bond that was unlike anything else in his career. Carroll O'Connor was known for his brilliance as a performer, but also for his intensity behind the scenes. And Reiner now reveals that working with him was both the most challenging and the most rewarding experience of his young acting life. Because O'Connor demanded authenticity in every scene, pushing those around him to dig deeper into their characters and into themselves. In recent interviews, Reiner shared that while O'Connor could be tough, stubborn, and unyielding at times, he was also incredibly generous, protective of his castmates, and deeply invested in making All in the Family not just another sitcom, but a cultural turning point that forced America to look in the mirror and confront its own divisions. Reiner explained that there were days when O'Connor's commitment felt overwhelming, when rehearsals dragged on for hours, and when heated debates about how a line should be delivered seemed endless. Yet he now sees those moments as invaluable lessons in artistry and perseverance. The two men, despite their contrasting personalities, developed a respect that went far beyond the cameras. And though they occasionally clashed, just as Archie and Meathead did on screen, there was an unspoken love between them, a father-son dynamic that shaped Reiner not only as an actor, but as a director who would later helm classics like Stand By Me and When Harry Met Sally. Looking back, Reiner admits that O'Connor's legacy is bittersweet, marked not only by professional triumphs but also by profound personal struggles, including the tragic loss of his son Hugh, which devastated him and changed the man forever. Reiner says that, truthfully, the greatness of Carroll O'Connor was not simply in his acting but in his humanity, the way he bore pain yet kept giving to others, the way he carried his convictions into his work, and the way he never allowed television to become just cheap entertainment when it could be a vehicle for truth. When Rob Reiner speaks about O'Connor today, there is no bitterness, no unresolved anger, only gratitude for the man who pushed him harder than anyone else in his career and helped him discover the power of storytelling that has guided his entire life. Fans who hear Reiner finally opening up about O'Connor at 78 are reminded that behind the laughter of All in the Family was a relationship that embodied both friction and profound respect, and that the show's lasting impact was born out of that very tension. In the end, Reiner's confession is less about exposing secrets and more about honoring a man he now calls not just a co-star, but a mentor, someone whose influence has lingered for decades and whose presence he still feels when he looks back on the most defining chapter of his youth. A truth that brings both tears and smiles as he admits that Carroll O'Connor changed his life forever.